Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now I've shown you a few truss videos and here's one more. I know you've seen trusses stacked up on the back of a truck driving down the road, and today I wanted to show you how they get loaded up for the trip. Our facility is pretty large with two different manufacturing plants, one for roof trusses and another for floor panels and wall panels. I have walkthrough videos on both of those plants if you're interested. Today I'm going to show roof trusses being loaded onto a trailer for delivery. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. As the roof trusses are built, they're stacked up. They have to be stacked up in a careful order for transport, largest trusses on the bottom. Another consideration is the shape of the truss. You wouldn't want a long, slender truss on the bottom of the stack that could lead to an unstable load. Sometimes it's not possible to avoid having a shorter truss underneath taller trusses. When this happens, you need to use scrap lumber to support the trusses and give stability to the whole load. After the job is stacked, the stackers will use steel bands to hold it together. These bands are tightened with this device under great tension. Yeah. When the trusses are scheduled to ship, an empty truck pulls up into the yard where a large forklift is waiting to load up the trusses. Now, if it's an oversized stack, for example, 60-foot long trusses, it might take two forklifts working together to load them onto a trailer. But this load can easily be handled with one forklift. The forklift operator will direct the truck driver forward or backward as necessary to line up perfectly with the load. Now I know some of you are looking at the broken truss on the bottom of the stack, and before any of you leave any comments about that, remember I told you about using scrap lumber to help stabilize a load? Well, that is a broken truss, but even a broken truss can be cut up and used as scrap lumber when needed. That's what's going on here. Now, I'm not saying that a load of trusses never gets shipped with a few damaged members. However, when that happens, it's usually faster to go ahead and ship the load to maintain the schedule, broken trusses and all. Then the damaged truss can be repaired or replaced in the field. If the designers know about the damage during loading, they can start designing the required repair even before the trusses are delivered. It's a lot easier to repair a truss on the ground than after it's on the house. Those little extra trusses attached to the top of the stack are called jacks. Those are what form a hip roof. Most of the houses built in the southeast have some sort of hip roof as opposed to a gable roof. Well, really a lot of them are some combination of hip and gable roof. And I think more and more, even up north, that's becoming the trend. If you're a truss designer up north, or even in another country, drop a comment below. Let me know what type of roof system you typically use. Once the stack is on the trailer, the truck pulls up out of the way, and the driver secures the load. He'll throw 5 or 6 of these heavy ratchet straps over the stack, or sometimes more depending on the size of the load. Once they're ratcheted down, that load's not going anywhere. I told the driver I was making a YouTube video, and he had to insert his own little comedy line here.
Wait, I can do that better.
Here are those steel bands we talked about earlier. So these bands are really strong under tension, but they can easily be removed when needed. They could be cut off with a pair of snips, or you can do it the way I used to do it back in the day. Hit it square on with the claws of a framing hammer. Boom! That'll break the bands fast. Now these plates are called seat plates. They just hammer into the bottom of the truss. They're needed whenever a wood truss is bearing on concrete. If the house is wood frame construction, these are not needed. But in Florida, most of the houses built are concrete block, probably 80%. That's just a guess. In northern Florida, they use a lot more wood frame construction, but in central and south Florida, yeah, it's almost always concrete block. So here's the stack, all loaded up and ready to roll. Since it's a wide load, the driver has to attach these safety flags to the rear of the trailer. Now time for one last check of those ratchet straps. Make sure they're good and tight. Now here's the key component of a truss trailer. If they just loaded the trusses onto a standard flatbed trailer, it'd be a nightmare unloading them at the job site. You'd either need a big forklift just standing by all day waiting for the truck, or the framing crew would have to break the steel bands and unload the trusses one by one, which would take all day. These rollers are locked into place, but once the ratchet straps are removed, the rollers are unlocked. The truck backs up to the drop zone and slams on the brakes. The trusses continue rolling down toward the back of the trailer until they touch the ground. The truck then pulls forward and the trusses roll off and plop right down onto the ground. I'm going to make another video showing that process. It's pretty cool. Just a few more safety flags and he'll be ready to go. If you have any questions about trusses, just drop them in the comments below. I read them all, and I'll answer them all too. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye.